What's up guys, it's James from Jeeping Adventure. Today we're going to do a review on my Smittybilt mod bumper. So we're going to talk about some things I do like and some things I do not like at all about it. So let's dive right on in. So one of the great things about this bumper is it is a super easy install. It doesn't take any time at all. It probably took me like maybe 30 to 40 minutes to actually take the stock one off and get this installed. So it's very fast. And the next thing that I really enjoy is that it's modular. So that means is the stinger can be taken off and there's end caps. So I went ahead and actually took my end caps off, and the reason being is when I was flexed up, this tire pushed forward and was actually rubbing the end of it, which is kind of a bummer because that's what was holding my fog lights. So I obviously do not have my fog lights anymore, and that's kind of a bummer for me. I really like having those extra lights, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So the next thing that I'm kind of enjoying, at least with mine, is the fact that the winch kind of sits in it instead of sitting on top. So that's kind of nice. It kind of protects it a little bit more, which is, to me, I enjoy that instead of it being more up in the air. So a couple of things I didn't like. Obviously, I didn't like that I had to take these end caps off because I really enjoyed having those lights. And then another thing that I really don't like is that it changes up my approach angle. This thing is hanging off so far that my approach angle isn't really what I want it to be. I want it like what I'm going to end up going with next is going to be a M.O.D build or something similar to that, a frame chop bumper. So that way it's pushed back and my approach angle is going to be a lot better. I want my tires to be hitting before my bumper does. And right now my bumper hits first. Another thing that I'm really not a huge fan of is the price point. This bumper was about $850 total, and that's with the stinger and the bumper. So that's kind of expensive for a front bumper. Obviously there's some on the market that are a lot cheaper than that. Even the frame chop bumpers that are out there are going to be a lot cheaper than the Smittybilt bumpers. So I can't wait to change that out. Alright, so obviously 2 years ago I was pretty new into the Jeeping community. This is my first Jeep, so I didn't know what bumper to go with and really what I was doing, and I ended up going with this Smittybilt. I wish I would have done a little bit more research and had I guess more Jeepers around me to kind of steer me in a better direction, but at the time I didn't have that. So I would advise, if you're looking for a bumper, to really look at all your options because there's so many out there, and it really depends on what you're trying to get your vehicle set up to do. I am really big on going off-road with my buddies, so I want something that's going to give me a better approach angle, but really that's all your preference and what your Jeep is designed to do for you. Alright, so obviously I have this Smittybilt, but let me show you what I'm going to be going with next. So my next bumper is actually going to be this bumper right here, probably, or something very similar. And the advantages of it is that it's a frame chop, which means it's moved closer and you're chopping off some of the frame. So your approach angle and your tire is going to hit way before your bumper does. And it's also tucked up more. So underneath, it's going to be tucked up high versus hanging all the way down like the other one is. Another really good benefit to me that I was talking about earlier is the fog lights. So this bumper in particular actually has fog lights, which is fantastic because it really helps when you're out on those trails. I don't like running all my lights all the time, so having just my headlights and my fog lights on doesn't blind everybody, which is very convenient. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's my review on the Smittybilt mod, and I cannot wait to go with a frame chop bumper. I'm going to be much happier, especially off-road. I won't be getting hung up anymore. But like always, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos, and keep the adventure going.